Angela, what are the options now? How might Hezbollah and its backer, Iran, respond?
Well, it's all very unclear. If we take a look, first of all, at Iran, last week at the UN General Assembly, the Iranian president appeared to be suggesting that he wanted to open a new era, that he might be open to, he'd like to restart negotiations over the nuclear deal, hoping that sanctions against Iran would end. He said that Iran would not fall into the trap being laid by Israel of getting involved in a bigger, wider war. That was before the killing of Nasrallah. There wasn't a lot of open support for the people they sponsor, Hezbollah in Lebanon, at that UN speech. But now Nasrallah has been killed, and there have been noises coming from Iran, as we just heard there, saying that this will not go unanswered. I think it was the Lebanese deputy leader, the Hezbollah deputy leader, that we heard there. But so it's unclear how they plan to respond. Until now, it has been thought that their calculation was that it was not worth losing their own assets, their nuclear program into which they poured billions in a major war with Israel, possibly the US, and that they would hold back. It's not entirely clear what might happen next from Iran. As far as Hezbollah is concerned, we heard there, they say they're playing the long game, that Israel's claims of the damage it's done are exaggerated. They shouldn't be given too much credence. The fear within Lebanon, when you talk to people in Lebanon, is that an already very fractured society could end up more fragmented. There are already reports of people, Shia Muslims, fleeing southern Lebanon, which is more or less where the Hezbollah stronghold is, refugees fleeing and being turned away by Christian and Muslim families who, A, are rather angry with how Hezbollah's gamble has turned out for their country, and B, fear that these people, some of them might be armed, and that might attract attention from Israel. There is also a fear within Lebanon that among the many other militia who have grievances towards Hezbollah, that it could erupt into another civil war.
Angela, events in Lebanon over the last 2 weeks have led to a significant boost for Netanyahu and his reputation in Israel. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yes, opinion polls show a significant boost, both in the standing of his Likud party. If there were to be elections today, they would garner the highest number of votes, not a complete majority, but then nobody would. And he, as Prime Minister, is on 38%, well ahead of his nearest rival as the most desirable Prime Minister. So this recent activity on Israel's northern border and in Lebanon has played very well for Benjamin Netanyahu. Very importantly as well, on Sunday, a key leader of a right-wing party has decided to join Netanyahu's coalition. He originally was in it, then he left, and now he's decided to come back. His own party is in dire straits, and he says his hawkish views on the war don't really line up with other opposition parties. He will be bringing, that will take Netanyahu's grouping to 68 seats. And very importantly, it means that the smaller partners within that right-wing coalition, the very far right-wing partners within that right-wing coalition, will have less leverage over, they can force Netanyahu's hand less because the coalition is now bigger and wider. So that, plus the UN General Assembly speech, which was extremely feisty from Netanyahu, has given him a very good week following on the walkie-talkies and the pages.
Angela, thank you for that. Angela Diffley.